Too short, too tight, too mumsy, too boring. As we grow older, it can be hard to know what are the rules when it comes to fashion. Luckily for us, Jackie O'Fee is here with styles specifically for your 30s, 40s and 50s.
Yes.
Fabaruni, where do we start? Does age matter when it comes to fashion?
Yes, it does a little bit, but it's also about attitude and it's about your body shape. So you can make some rules around, oh, if you're over 50, you shouldn't wear a miniskirt, and then you'll see a 60-year-old wearing one looking absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit around what's happening with your body and those kind of things. But age matters from the point of view that you don't want to look stupid. And I think that's really key, particularly as you get older. If your friends are saying things to you like, you're so brave, then perhaps you might want to rethink some of your fashion choices.
Yeah, because, well, and there is that expression that we all know, which is mutton dressed as lamb,
Yes.
that you do have to be careful about. Things change as you get older.
You do, but at the same time, that fear often drives younger women, like girls in their 30s, to actually dress far too old. And I think that that's a tragedy as well. You know, when you're in your 30s, you can still play.
Yes.
And I think there are many women out there that are worried that if they go too trendy, then they're actually going to, you know, it's too hard and they're going to look silly. When you're actually not. You can still play in your 30s and 40s. It's how you play. It's how you play.
You say your 30s, and there's quite a lot of difference between being 30 and being 39.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm 39 and I'm approaching the big 40 in a couple of months, and I think, you know, what changes when that happens, when you magically click over?
Choices kind of change a little bit. We've got some models later on, so, you know, they're in their 30s, a girl in her 40s and a girl in her 50s. Yeah, so we're sort of showing how you can do something.
Here's some celebs who are, well, they always do it well, don't they? They've got a team of thousands making sure they look good. Here's Eva.
Yeah, I mean, she's always gorgeous.
Yeah.
And Katie obviously gets it right all the time. Oftentimes, though, you've got to remember with these girls...
she does. Sometimes she has some shockers, old Katie.
That's probably not her best look, to be fair.
No.
Oftentimes, I mean, you've got to remember that these girls have personal chefs and personal trainers, and they're dressed by all these stylists and everything else.
Very lucky.
Sometimes it's very difficult. We'll compare ourselves to someone like that, and it's unfairly comparing ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't have that lifestyle.
What about the fads and the, you know, I'm thinking at the moment neons are quite big.
Yeah, well, I've grabbed some bits and pieces from Glassons, and there you go, neon.
Should you be doing this in your 50s, for example?
You can certainly do that in your 30s.
Yeah.
I think maybe you could try that in your 50s if you're in great shape, but you probably want to pare it right back.
Right.
I think when you hit your 40s, you could play with that, for example. Just a little hoodie, but wear it back with your jeans and a white T-shirt and things like that, rather than teaming them together.
No, you don't want to do the double. No.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I saw Judy Bailey wearing, I don't know if they were these, but they were this colour in that show that she's doing, the Australian show, and she looked incredible.
Yeah, why
she's
not?
A gorgeous looking
Why
thing.
not? I think those rules can absolutely be broken. I think there's some other examples too. The peplum thing is huge this season. Now, I've got a metallic one here.
So who's
shiny,
do
shiny
this?
silver.
This is not in your 50s,
girl
40s,
in her 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you start hitting your 40s and 50s, take it back a notch. You've still got your shimmer, but it's a little bit more sophisticated. And I think that's what you want to be looking at, is you're going to a slightly more sophisticated vibe with it.
So there's sort of... Are there hard and fast rules, or are they just sort of ideas that you need to think about, and then depending on your shape and what you're comfortable with?
Nothing too girly. Like this, there's a lot of this happening in fashion. A high-waisted dirndl skirt that is really young.
Yeah.
So there's no way a girl even in her late 30s, 40s or 50s can wear this successfully without looking ridiculous.
No.
That's not great. Although, having said that...
Here we go, here's some photos. Jennifer Anderson, she always gets it right.
Oh, yeah, doesn't she ever? But she's quite pared down. Like, she doesn't even push any boundaries.
No, she doesn't. Who's that? I can't see. Oh, Julia. Yeah, she's pretty cool. Too. What's she now? Late, mid-40s?
Yeah, she is, late 40s. Now, this one is a mini dress, which a young thing could wear, like, you know, as it is. Whereas if you're an older girl, you might want to think about putting that with opaques, you know,
black
it's
tights.
just how you wear things, and that's the answer.
Yeah.
One of the other keys, obviously, about dressing when you get older is knowing what works for you, and that's that lovely thing about being older, is that knowingness that comes with what works. You're not so trend-driven. You know, teenage girls, they're so tribal. You know, if neon's in, they're all wearing it regardless of how it looks on them. If denim cut-offs are in, that's what they're wearing, no matter how much cellulite is on display or whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
As we get older, we know ourselves a little more, and so there's a real knowingness, and that's an absolute asset. And you want to know some things about what colours kind of suit you, what things work for you.
How do you know that? Because I was just looking at this. There's cools and there's warms, and I have no idea what colour I am. I'd wear anything I was told to.
It's quite a process, but you will find that there are certain colours that you wear that people say you look great in.
Yeah, and you look great in these colours, which makes you kind of
cool. I'm cool, yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely cool-toned. But it's not so much about people saying to you, what a great dress, or gosh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
It's actually, you look great. So it means even if you're wearing something as simple as a T-shirt, people are saying to you, wow, you're looking great today. And that's probably a nice indicator. Also, it's often the colours that we liked when we were 7 or 8 years old.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it's the intuition will sort of
Yeah.
drive us in that direction. But wearing the right colour as we get older is incredibly important because it's very softening
What
on our
about
skin.
once you're into your 50s? What changes then?
When you're in your 50s, your body changes. So there's a little bit of a thickening around the middle, so you have to be a little bit more careful of that. Belts are not always your friend when you're getting older, things like that. Because of that, it's just the way Mother Nature is.
Yeah, thanks, Mother Nature. Oh, is that Kim Cattrall?
Yes, that is. And so you can see she's creating definition and shape in that image, but at the same time, there's no belt, because what happens is you lose some of that lovely weight.
Oh, what a shame. Oh, but Sharon's doing the belt, mind you. Look at her.
It's a little lower. Yeah, so she's not belting in between, because if it was belted at her waist, that would be all boobs and all hips.
Right.
We're taking it a little lower. It gives you a little bit of length through your torso, and that's key too.
Okay.
And it's all about finding the shape and elegance in your garments. And you can still play. You can still nod to what's happening in trends, but you want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that suits your shape.
Yeah, absolutely. What about when it comes to investment pieces?
Well, I believe in those, and I think they are simple things like beautiful dresses that you can wear season after season, and the way you team the jacket with them, or whatever piece of jewellery it is, or a scarf, those kind of things, you can bring it into new season just with the way you accessorise it.
How do you avoid doing that without spending too much money? Because that's the thing, isn't it?
Well, I guess you find that simplicity. So that's a little bit about a simple, elegant piece that then you can dress up or dress down.
Yeah.
So it's a great blazer.
Okay.
It's a lovely dress. It's a really nice pair of pants. Those things that you can then team with other things that make it very current.
And as you say, if you buy well and buy right the first time, then it is going to probably last you for, I don't know, a decade.
Absolutely. And the thing is, when you're in your 50s, you've got a wealth of accessories generally, because you've got things you've kept all the way through, and that's key too.
So the biggest tip would be to dress for yourself, not necessarily what's hot.
Agreed.
Do you trust your own intuition, or do you ask others for advice?
Don't ask your teenage daughter. Teenage daughters have a very clear view of how they want their mum to look.
Do they?
Yes, they do. And so oftentimes your teenage daughter is going to dress you in things that she thinks work for you, or things that don't embarrass her.
Yeah.
And there'll be mums out there going, gosh, that's true. There's a whole lot of things I'm not allowed to wear because my daughter tells me I can't.
So you shouldn't be sharing with your daughter. You shouldn't be borrowing each other's clothes.
Well, I think there's a little bit of that, and that's absolutely fine. It's just, as I said, the way you wear it. It's the elements that you take through. But when it comes to, take a great friend, but you really want someone who can say to you, you know what, that really looks bad.
That's what you need, is an honest friend, not someone who just wants to make you feel good. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Excellent.
Thank you, Jackie. Jackie will be back later in the show to demonstrate how the looks work. Oh, there you are, over there. Hello. How the looks work on Real Ladies. And after the break, now that we've got you dressing to flatter your age, we'll have your makeup to have you looking younger too. Back soon.